In this video we're going to convert fractions to decimals. We'll have 4 pages. So here's page 1, quarters, page 2, we'll look at sixteenths, page 3 we'll look at thirds and sixths, and these will have repeating decimals, okay? And on page 4 we'll look at sevenths and 13ths fraction, and these will have kind of never-ending decimals that we'll have to round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so let's begin with page 1, and hopefully this will be a little bit of a review for you, so which is nice, but no harm going over it again. So what I'd like you to do is basically just, you know, ignore these. Just start with this example, draw a circle, put a dot in the middle, okay, split it into quarters. I want you to shade one of those quarters. So shade what a quarter looks like. Okay. So how about that? Is that 1/4? Okay. So the point is, the circle is a whole. It's 1, and the quarter is this amount of it. So just to give us a, you know, really give us a think about it. Now 1/4, I hope we know, is 1 divided by 4, okay? And if I want to convert that to a decimal, I've got to go 4 into 1, which is kind of weird. 4 into 1, right? So this is what I do, 4 into 1, okay? And from previous lesson, you might know that 1 can be written 1.0000, right? And add on as many zeros as you like, okay? 1 can be written 1 or 1.0, 1.00, 1.000, whichever, right? And then we do long division, okay? And we can start with 4 goes into, well, we can't do 4 into 10, but 4 into 1, but 4 into 10 goes how many times? Well, it's twice, isn't it? Right? Oh, one sec. Okay, and then I guess, I don't know how you guys like to do it, but I mean, okay, 2 times 4 is 8, subtract, and we get remainder. 10 minus 8 is going to be 2, right? And then you've got to go 4, bring the 0 down, then 4 into 20. I guess I usually like to put, in these small ones, I kind of like to put the remainder up here. And then I just go 4 into 20 goes 5 times, okay? But do you remember how to deal with the decimal point in the answer here? Because the answer isn't 25. I mean, 1/4 is not the same thing as 25. But do you remember what to do? You put the decimal point in the answer up here, don't you? And 0.25, we should always try to write that 0.25. Okay, it's very useful in math to make sure you put the 0 in front of the decimal point. So 1/4 equals 0.25, right? So what about 2/4, right? That, of course, is 2 divided by 4, isn't it? Or 4 into 2, right? And you can write 2, how can you write 2? 2.000 and so on, right? And of course you can go 4 into 2 doesn't go, but 4 into 20. 5 times, right? And it goes in evenly. I mean, if you want, you can go, okay, 5 times 4 is 20, subtract, and I get the remainder 0, you know? But if it goes in evenly, that means you're done. You just forget about it. You don't need any more of those. Same up here. We're done at this point. We got to put the decimal point up here and make sure you put a 0 here. So we find that 2/4 is equal to 0.5, isn't it? Now we found that 1/4 equals 0.25, right? And I just wanted to show you, if you put this in lowest terms, what do you get? What's 2/4 in lowest terms? 2 into 2 goes once, 2 into 4 goes twice, so it's 1/2. And so once again, 1/2 is 0.5. I hope we're starting to get familiar with that, right? Okay, so please press pause. Do this. Oh, one thing I want you to do. Sorry, I forgot to ask you to shade this. We started with 2/4. Okay, so please shade that. So draw the circle, put a dot, and split it into quarters. And I want you to shade 2/4 of the circle. Okay, so here's 1/4. Here's another quarter. Now, 2/4. That is definitely 1/2 of the circle shaded, isn't it? Definitely 1/2 of the circle there, right? Yep. So, so again, yeah, 2/4, of course, equals 1/2, which of course is 0.5. And remember, you know, if you shaded the whole circle, that would be 1, you know, or 1.0 or whatever. So, anyway, so 0.5 is, you know, it's half. Anyway, hopefully we start getting familiar with what decimals really mean. Okay, so 3/4. I want you to press pause and do this by yourself. I want you to start by shading 3/4. Can you do that? Shade 3/4 of the circle. Okay, here's 1/4. Here's another quarter. Here's another quarter, right? Okay, 3/4, right? So you would imagine your answers, I mean, going to be, well, 1/4 was 0.25, 1/2 was, or 2/4 was 0.5. You would imagine it's going to be more than 0.5, right? But less than 1, at least, right? So go ahead and press pause and do this, see what you get. Now I'm going to do it in a couple of seconds, so I hope you press pause and tried it. Okay, this is your chance to kind of try it yourself and make those mistakes right now. This is a good time to make mistakes, so we can kind of catch them during the video, right? So 4, we've got to go 4 into 3. We've got to write 3 as 3.000. You can put on as many zeros as you like, but you just keep going until it divides in evenly. We start with 4 into 3, won't go. 4 into 30. 4 into 30 goes 7 times. Remainder 2. And I can just put the 2 up there. And then 4 into 20 goes 5 times. Okay, and that goes evenly, so we don't need the rest of this. And the decimal point must go up here, and the answer is 0.75. So 3/4 is 0.75. Now, another thing to think about quarters is money. Okay, how much is a quarter worth? 25 cents. What's 2/4 worth? 50 cents, 0.5. Or this could also be written 0.50. Same thing, isn't it? 0.5, 0.50, right? 3/4 is worth 75 cents. What's 4/4? 4/4 equals, write down the answer. 4/4 equals 1. Or you could write that 1.00, 100 cents, right? Or $1 and, you know, no cents, right? Hear that? So anyway, just remember that, please. Okay, we'll go on to page 2. We'll look at 16ths. So we're just going to forget about these guys for now. I just want you to start with 1/16. I'd like you to draw this box. It is 4. It's 4 by 4. It's a distance of 4 this way and 4 this way. Okay. So we've got 16 little squares inside here, right? So draw this square and split it into 4 by 4. Okay. And then I'd like you to shade 1/16 of the square. Okay, now let's do it. So 1/16 is, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 squares the same size. So 1/16 of this is going to look like that. Okay, it's a small amount, right? So when we turn this into a decimal, we should suspect that, you know, we're not going to get something like, you know, 0.5. You know, it's going to be a small decimal because it's just a small part of this. And this whole thing represents the number 1. So the decimal of 1/16 is just going to be a small thing, isn't it? Okay, so to calculate 1/16, we've got that is 1 divided by 16, isn't it? So we've got to go 16 into 1, which is quite weird, isn't it? Until you turn that 1 into a big long decimal. How can I turn the number 1 into a big long decimal? How about 1.00000, right? Now, well, let's go for it then. 16 into 10 won't go. How about 16 into 100? Take a guess at what it is. If you're off a little bit, you can always try again. Just rub out your guess and try again. 7 springs to mind. 7 6 is 42. Oh, that might be a little bit much. I'm going to guess 6. I think 6 might work. 6 6s is 36. And carry the 3. Right? 6 ones is 6 and 3 is 9. And then subtract. So this is 100 minus 96. Which gives me 4. And then I cross off one of these guys and bring it down. Okay. And then I go 16 into 40, right? 16 into 40 goes, I think, 2 times. Let's try that. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, and 1 is 3. And then subtract, and I get 8. Cross off another 0, bring that down. 16 into 80. 5 times, right? 5 times 6 is 30, carry the 3. 5 times 1 is 5, and 3. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8. Subtract, remainder 0. When I get to remainder 0, I'm done, haven't I? Because look, there's nothing to... 16 into 0 goes 0 times. You can keep adding zeros onto this if you want. It won't make any difference. Now, what do I do the answer? The answer isn't 625, surely. What do I do with the decimal point in the answer? I've got to put it directly above up here, don't I? And look, there's a space. There's a space here. You've got to put a 0 here, right? And because it's 0.0625, you've got to put a 0 here as well. So it's 0.0625. So you got to be careful with where you're putting your numbers up here. And the trick is, when we went 16 into 100 and we got 6, that 6 had to be above that digit there, right? Okay, and we had to get, if we put the 6, you know, helter skelter, it would mess up. We have to put the 6 right above that digit. That has to happen. So we went 6 into 100, the 6 had to go up, 16 into 100, the 6 had to go up here, right? Okay, so in any case, we find 1/16 is equal to 0.0625. So let's try 11/16, right? 11/16 is 11 divided by 16, or 16 into 11, which is weird, of course. Can we turn that into a big long decimal and do this long division? Yeah, let's try it. 0.0000. So let's start. What's 11 into, or 16 into 11 won't go, but what about 16 into 110? I'm going to guess 6 times again. 6 6 is 36, carry the 3. 6 1s is 6, and 3 is 9. 110 minus 96 is 14. And cross off a 0 and bring that down. 16 into 140. I'm going to just guess 8 on that, see what happens. If it doesn't work out, I can always try again. 8 times 6 is 48, carry the 4. 8 times 1 is 8, and 4 is 12. Subtract. 140, subtract 128. 12. Okay, so are you okay to there? Remember that this first 6 has to go right above this 0 here. Okay, that has to happen. Okay, and then where's your decimal point in the answer going to be? It's going to be right here. So it's actually not, the last time was 0.06 something. This is 0.6 something, right? And of course, you're going to have a 0 here, right? And you can think of it this way. 16 into 11 goes 0 times. 16 into 110 went 6 times, and so on, right? Anyway, okay, so we'll take another 0 and bring that down and go 16 into 120. Okay, let's see. I'm going to guess 7. 7 times 6 is 42 and carry the 4. 7 times 1 is 7 and add 4. 7 plus 4 is 11 and then subtract. 120 subtract 112. Do we get 8? Yep. And now cross off this 0 and bring that guy down, and now 16 into 80 goes 5 times, right? 5 times 16 is 80. Subtract 80 minus 80. Remainder is 0, right? When we get to remainder 0, we're done. So the answer is definitely 0.6875, which is a little bit more than 0.5, which is a half. So it's a little more than a half, right? And if you could please draw this box with the 16 squares. So just draw the box, and it's, you know, split into 4 down and split into 4 across. So you got 16 little boxes, and shade 11/16 and see what you get. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of them. Now when I get to 8/16, right? That's a half, isn't it? 8/16 is a half of this thing shaded. And if you put in lowest terms, 8 and 8 goes once, 8 and 16 goes twice, you get a half. And as we know, that is 0.5. Hope we're familiar with that. That's 0.5. So, of course, our 11/16 is more than 0.5. It's 0.6875, right? So we've got 8/16, and here's 9, here's 10, and here's 11, right? So that kind of, I hope this makes sense, that this looks right. Does that kind of look right, that this is, see, it's almost 0.7, basically. Anyway, okay. So, could you please press pause and figure out 12/16, okay? Press pause and figure it out, and then shade it shade in the boxes and do this division as well. Okay. Okay. So you've pressed pause and you've tried it, right? That's where you learn. I'm going to do this really quick, as fast as I can. Okay, ready? Hope you've pressed pause and tried it. Okay. So 12/16. I'll go at 16. 12 divided by 16. So 16 into 12. And I can write the 12 as 12.000 and so on. 16 into 120, I'm going to guess 7. And the 7 has to go above this 0 here, because it was 12 into 120 goes 7 times, the 7 goes above there. Kind of like above the unit part of the 120, right? 7 times 6 is 42, and 7 times 1 is 7, and 4. I carry the 4, so that's 11, right? And then subtract 120 minus 112 should have given you 8. Bring a 0 down, and now 16 into 80 goes 5 times 5/16 is 80, and I subtract, and I get remainder 0. So I'm done. Where do you put the decimal point in the answer? It has to go right above the decimal point in the dividend here. Okay, and so and of course you could think of it this way. Well, 16 into 12 goes 0 times, and the decimal point goes up here. So 0.75 is the answer, or 75 cents. And 12/16, of course, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. There's 12/16 shaded in, right? And hold on a second. If we had have just simply put that in lowest terms, what's 4 into 12? 4 into 12 goes 3 times. 4 into 16 goes 4 times. So this is the same thing as 3/4, right? Now 3/4 is how many cents? 3/4 is 75 cents, isn't it? And did we shade in 3/4 of the square here? Yeah, because look, each line represents a quarter. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and there's 1/4 not shaded, right? So it's just a nice thing to see. I hope it helps you to understand. Okay, so that's page 2. Let's go to page 3. We're going to look at repeating decimals. We'll start with 1/3. I'd just like you to draw a circle. Just, ignore these examples for now. Just draw a circle, shade in 1/3 of it. So put a dot in the middle, split it up into 3 equal bits. Just do your best. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to shade a third, right? So that's 1/3, right? Now we're going to turn that into a decimal. Okay, so 1/3 is 3 into 1, isn't it? 1 divided by 3. So I've got to go 3 into 1, right? And I can write 1 as a big long decimal number. So I can write 1 as 1.0000, right? So I can go 3 into 1 won't go, but how about 3 into 10? 3 into 10 goes how many times? 3 times. And the 3 must go above this 0 here. Okay? And if you launch, you can go 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, you get 1, bring a 0 down. Now 3 into 10 again. What I like to do is, on these little ones, I just like to go, okay, 3 into 10 goes 3 times remainder 1. Stick the 1 there. And now you've got 10 here. And then you go 3 into 10 goes 3 times remainder 1. See? And 3 into 10 goes 3 times remainder 1, right? And 3 into 10 goes 3 times. Is this going to go on forever? Let's see. Remainder 1. And 3 into, and then add another 0 on there. 3 into remainder 1. So you got to put remainder 1 here. So 3 into 10 goes 3 times remainder 1, and it will go on forever, won't it? Where does the decimal point go in the answer? Does it go here? Yep. So 0.333333 is the same thing as 0.333333. Okay. So the answer is 0.3333 continuing. That can also be written like this: 0.3 with a bar above the 3 to show that the 3 keeps continuing forever. Okay? So that's something to learn. So we can say that 1/3 as a decimal, okay, is 0.3 with a bar above the 3. Okay? Now let's look at 1/6. I'm going to get you to just draw a circle, put a dot in the middle, split it into thirds. Now if I then want to split it into sixths, if I want sixths, I just split each third in half, right? Like that. So that is split into 6 equal parts, and I want you to shade 1/6 of this circle. Any 6, it doesn't matter. How about that one? 1/6. Okay? And we're going to now try and turn this into a decimal. Okay? So, it's 1 divided by 6 is what it is. 1 divided by 6. Or 6 into 1. Okay? And of course, can't you write 1 as a never-ending decimal, right? 6 into 1, 1.000, right? And see what happens. So 6 into 10 goes 1 time, and remainder 4, right? 6 into 40 goes how many times? 6 times, right? 6 sixes is 36. So it goes 6 times, and the remainder is going to be 4 again. 40 minus 36 is 4, right? 6 into 40 goes 6 times remainder 4, right? 6 into 40 goes 6 times remainder 4. And is this going to keep going on forever? Yep, it is, isn't it? Where does your decimal point go in the answer? It goes right here, doesn't it? And so you've got 0.16666. Okay? So what we get is that so what we get, of course, is 0.1666, and this is going to keep continuing lots of sixes. Okay. Now this can be written as 0.16 with a little bar just above the 6 to show that the 6 continues forever. Okay. So it's not what it isn't is 0.16 with a bar above both numbers, because it's not that. It's just the 6 is the only part that continues forever. So we can write that 1/6 is 0.16 with a little bar above the 6. Okay. So please press pause and do this guy 2/3. I'd like you to draw a circle, shade in 2/3, and then figure out 2/3 is a decimal, and then write it with the repeating bar. Okay, so I'm just going to let you do the whole thing yourself and then check the video, and I'm going to do the video fast, and you're just going to use it to check your answer. Okay, so I'm not going to walk you through it. You're going to do this on your own, and press pause in the video and then check to see if you get the same answer as me. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do it now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 divided by 3. That's 2/3. Here's 1/3. Here's another third. 2/3. I've shaded in the circle. Did you get that? Okay. And 2 divided by 3 is 3 into 2. I turn my 2 into a big, long decimal number. And I go 3 into 2 won't go. I can actually put a 0 up there if I like. The decimal point in the answer will definitely be there. 3 into 20, 3 sixes is 18. 3 6, so it's going to be 6, right? 3 sixes is 18, so 20 minus 18 is 2, so my remainder is 2. Now 3 into 20 goes 6 times, and 3 sixes is 18, 20 minus 18 is 2, so the remainder again is 2. 3 into 20 goes 6 times, again, remainder 2. 3 into 20 goes 6 times, again, remainder is 2, and this will continue forever. So we get 0.666 continuing forever, which is equal to 0.6 with a bar above the 6. Okay, which hopefully it's not surprising, since 1/3 was 0.333333. Now if I got 2/3, I have 0.666. So it's kind of like adding another third on. See, if I add another 0.3333 continuing, what am I going to get? Am I going to get the 0.6666 continuing? 2/3, right? So this is basically like saying if you have 1/3 and 1/3, you get 2/3. Anyway. So our last one is page 4. We're going to get kind of never-ending decimals without, and we're just going to round them to the nearest hundredth. Okay. So the first thing I'd like you to do is shade in 4/7 of a circle. Okay. So just please start on this example and draw a circle and put a dot in the middle and a line up and down here. Okay. Now, if I want to split it into 7 parts, here's what you should do. Make a little mark here and here for 1/7, okay? And now split, and so here's kind of like 1/7. Now split this into 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then split this part into 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you've got this 7th here. So basically I'm saying you make that, and then you split this one into 3. See that? Anyway, that's just one way to turn it into 7. But it doesn't matter how you do it, just for fun. Okay, so we're going to shade 4/7. What does it look like when you shade in 4/7? Shade in 4/7. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess the point I'm trying to make is 4/7 more than 1/2 or less than 1/2? More than a half, isn't it? And I hope you remember that 1/2 is 0.5. So the decimal of this should be a little bit more than 0.5, wouldn't you say? Right, okay. So go ahead and do it. 4 divided by 7 is 7 into 4. Okay? 7 into 4. And I've got to write the 4 as a big long decimal number, right? And I can do that by just going 0.0000, right? And then see what I get. So 7 into 4 won't go. I guess for fun you could put 7 into 4 goes 0 times. How about that? And then put the decimal point up here. And now 7 into 40 goes how many times? 7 into 40 goes 5 times. You guys probably like to do it the long way, right? 5 times 7 is 35, and then subtract. And we get 5. Bring this 0 down. 7 into 50 goes 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. And subtract, and we get 1. Bring a 0 down. 7 into 10 goes how many times? Once. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract, and I get 3, and bring the 0 down. 7 into 30. All on a second. What were the instructions? Round to the nearest what? Round to the nearest hundredth. So do I have to keep going on forever? I could if I wanted to, but I could actually stop here, couldn't I? Because which digit is the 100th digit in this answer? You've got ones, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, right? So the 7 is the 100th. So I actually do have to go as far as the thousandths, so I know whether I need to round up or round down, right? So I got a 1 in the thousandths, so do I round up or round down? I round down, right? And I get 0.57, okay? So 4/7 is approximately 0.57. Like I said, you can keep going if you like. 7 into 30 goes 4 times. We get 28. Subtract and you get 2. I don't mind, but the point is you're only supposed to round to the nearest hundred, so it's a waste of time to go much further, isn't it? If you go to the thousandths, that's as far enough. So please press pause and do this one yourself. I'd like you to try and shade in 11/13. So let me help you with that part at least. Here's just kind of do a little slice for the 13th. Then split this part into 2 here and here. See that? And then split this into thirds. Anyway, try and make 13 parts approximately the same. So if I shade 11/13, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's definitely more than a half, isn't it? I only have 2/13 left to go. I've shaded 11/13, and there's 2/13 left, because 2/13 plus 11/13 would be 13/13, wouldn't it? It would be the whole thing. Just for fun, 2/13 plus 11/13 would be 13/13, which is 1, the whole thing, right? Anyway, so it's almost 1. It's going to be, the answer should be a little bit less than 1, like 0.9 or 0.8 or whatever, something like that, right? Okay, so please press pause and do this yourself and then check the answer. I'm going to do it now in about 3 seconds. So please press pause and do this. Get this as a decimal and round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so you rounded that to the nearest hundredth and you got 0. What? Okay, so, now I'm going to do it. 13 into 11. I must write the 11 as 11.000. As many as I like. 13 into 11 goes 0 times. Put the decimal point up here. 13 into 110. Let's see. I'm going to try 8, I guess. 8, 24. Yeah, that might work. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 8 times 1 is 8 and 2 is 10. Subtract. 110 minus 104 is 6. Bring down a 0 now. 13 into 60. Let's see. Let's see. 5 maybe? 5? No, I'll try 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 and 1 is 5. 60 minus 52 is 8. Bring down a 0. 13 into 80 goes 5. I'm going to guess 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry 1. 6 times 1 is 6 and 1 is 7. Subtract that and I get 2. Bring down a 0. And I can keep going if I like. But I only need to stop there because I'm asked to round to the nearest hundredth. And the hundredth, I've got ones, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. The hundredth is here. Okay, 4. Now do I round up or round down? The thousandth digit is a 6. So I need to round up, right? So this is approximately 0.85 to the nearest hundredth. So 11/13 is approximately 0.85. Okay.